Shalom. Peace and blessings. Are you tired yet? Are you tired of feasting on words that speak death and not life? Are you tired yet? Are you tired? Waiting for a check you know was never mailed and never gonna come. And now people are talking about a second round. You know it says even the mercy of the wicked is cruel. I think you can see that. You can wait for the second like you waited for the first. There's nothing in the mailbox. The day is coming. The earth has grown tired. Creation's tired. You're tired. Feasting on fear and death, but the children of the Most High God, they know better than this. You know better than this. God said, fear not, Yasharel. I am with you. Fear not. Everywhere you go, they're dropping CV out of the sky like droplets of air. They even protest that it's better to keep your face covered outside than to breathe in the fresh, clean air that the Most High gave to all men. You know the bounty of the earth feeds both the king and the pauper. And yet now, there are people taking advantage. They want you running around for food like a beggar. People fighting each other, stressing out. Some people are profiting. They're profiting off of fear and terror. You got certain people on the news just flooding it in order to sensationalize something. But you know, it's funny. In the beginning, in the book of Genesis, God said
that he supplied the herb.
He
and
made the
herb-bearing
seed and the herb and the herb-bearing
meat.
fruit trees for the healing of the nations.
He made it to be our meat, brothers and sisters. Forgive
what
my
genius,
oversight
what
for our
person
meat,
speaks
for
of
our
these
food.
things? I think there's silence because there's not a prophet to be made unless it's the true prophet of looking out for mankind, looking out for people. You have to read between the lines, brothers and sisters. As a person thinketh, so shall they be. Many people are being fed this and fed this and fed this. But now, speak life. Speak life. The judgment has come. Is it any wonder that the year of our departure, suddenly everybody's supposed to stay inside, stay inside, stay inside, stay 6 feet apart, stay distance. Does 6 feet keep you from getting sick? Who determines 6 feet? Are you telling me that nobody in all creation, with all the skill, the beauty, and the glory that God put in man and woman, that nobody has an answer to calm the beating heart? Judgment's coming. This is a tired and wretched situation. It's tired and wretched. You can't even really say we're a forward generation. No, you can't. You can't say we're forward and prosperous. And I'm talking to before, not now. How are we forward? How are we prosperous? How are we advanced when bills keep going up and the money to take care of yourself is too little and the bill too much? Where's the advancement? Where's the glorification of God to give people an opportunity to think on a higher level? This carnal world is ending. And what the devil meant for our bad, God is definitely using it for our good. That which is young is growing old. That which is strong is getting weak. The story is wore out. There's no beauty, no purity to it. And the corruption, the hatred is showing through. And for Yasharel, we're going to go home soon. God said, fear not. We're not fleeing in terror. There's a judgment. A judgment on those who did not honor God and his word. A judgment on the nations. As a matter of fact, I will read from you from 2nd Baruch, starting in the 72nd chapter, 2nd verse. After the signs have come, of which you were told before, when the nations become turbulent and the time of my Mashiach salvation is come, He shall both summon all the nations, and some of them he shall spare, and some of them he shall slay. These things therefore shall come upon the nations which are to be spared by him. Every nation which knows not Yasharel and has not trodden down the seed of Jacob shall indeed be spared. This because some out of every nation shall be subjected to your people. But all those who have ruled over you or have known you shall be given up to the sword. What does he mean, have known you? Those who have lain with you. God's going to cleanse his people. It's not a choice of man. It doesn't matter about opinions. God is going to cleanse the house of Yasharel. Why does he say, but all those who have ruled over you or have known you shall be given up to the sword? Why does he say that? Because you got a lot of people who are in relationships with Yasharel. They have known them. They have lain with them. And they assume, well, I have a rightful place because I'm with that one. No. Because they bring the ways of the other nations. They bring the ways of the other nations. And that was our downfall. That was our downfall. Bringing in those ways of the other nations was our downfall. Yes, it was. So this is something Elohim has determined to do, to cleanse Yasharel. I'll tell you some of the other things we have to look forward to. This is in 2 Baruch chapter 73. And it shall come to pass, when he has brought low everything that is in the world, and has sat down in peace for the age on the throne of his kingdom. For the age, what age? That 1,000 years. That joy shall then be revealed, and rest shall appear. There is no joy, there is no rest for all the so-called, again, prosperity and advancement in this system. There's none. There's none. You just have the greedy. They're like the grave. They're like hell itself, unsatisfied. If they lived 20 lifetimes, they couldn't consume what they have now. But now it's turned into a delight. It's beyond just taking. You got that check? Did you get your check? Wait a minute. There's supposed to be a second check. But most folks I know, including myself, never saw the first check. You get your check. Now, we can tell you words while feeding you death. Let's go back. Let's go back. And then shall healing descend in dew, and disease withdraw. See, there's a disease of lying. There's a disease of empty expectations as well. And anxiety and anguish and lamentation pass from among men, and gladness shall proceed through the whole earth. And no one shall again die untimely, nor shall any adversity suddenly befall. I'm going to go down to, I'm in 2 Baruch chapter 73. I'm going down to verse 7. Chapter 73, 2 Baruch. And women shall no longer then have pain when they give birth. Nor shall any suffer torment when they yield the fruit of the womb. Here's how beautiful God is. Let me tell you about the work that the Most High will have us do in those days. And it shall come to pass in those days that the reaper shall not grow weary, nor those that build be toil-worn. They won't be tired or wore out, brothers and sisters. For the work shall of themselves speedily advance together with those who do them in much tranquility. That means the work themselves, whatever work you're doing, you could be building something, and whatever tools you're working with, it will ease itself for you. It will go in quickly and easily without stress or strain, so that when you work, it will be tranquil. The work itself will assist you. Woo, when you talk about the glory of the Most High, you got to talk about it, because trust me, even man with all his machines to assist, how is it with all this so-called advancement? People are falling further and further and further behind. People are crying out, You know, when I think of those who have no jobs right now and there's no check coming, may the God that we serve, those of you that believe in the Most High, may He have mercy and bless your house abundantly. Let's go. For that time is the consummation of that which is corruptible, and the beginning of that which is not corruptible. Therefore, those things which were predicted shall belong to it. Therefore, it is far away from evils and near to those things which die not. So, brothers and sisters, as we come into our 1,000 years, we're coming to the consummation of the age. Because this evil, this incessant, non-stop suffering, all you hear, you can turn on the TV and try to look at a regular program, they're going to run a ticker tape. Coronavirus, coronavirus. Speak life, brothers and sisters. As a person thinketh, so shall they be. And remember, there will come a day, whether we meet on this side or the other, that we're coming back. Death is not permanent for other than for those who are already the living dead. And what do I mean? If I'm not mistaken, it's in 2nd Esdras. There are some people who are already dead. They are the walking dead. That's where it comes from. Why? Because they don't have the spirit of life within them. Twice dead, because they're dead in this world and they're going to be dead in the next. They are the walking, talking dead. They do not have life in them. And you hear many of these dead things speaking. Why? Because they speak death. They don't speak life. But we speak life, and life more abundantly. Now, not later, now. And we know that this old corrupt generation is passing away. It's passing away. And there's no power, there's no army, there's no weapon that's going to stop it. See, there's a check that the Most High writes. It doesn't bounce or miss your address. There is a check that prospers. It prospers you and all that come in contact with you. It edifies. It builds up. The only thing it tears down is the root of evil. There is a check coming to your house. It's from the Most High. It's called the check of truth. It's called faith. Walk in it, talk in it, speak it, look for it. Call those things which are not as though they are, because the just live by faith and not by sight. We speak life.